Here is something basic that is not often mentioned or understood, even by many practitioners. And that is that we interface with ourselves, with the environment, the way that we move, the way that we are, through some kind of a map or a model. We don't really have a direct relationship to reality, nor to ourselves or the way that we move. Our brain is constantly busy creating organizational models or maps, and these are used to interface with whatever we want to do or how we perceive things, how we react, etc. Now, this is a very important understanding because it gives you one of the most potent interactions and ways to improve yourself to affect these models, these maps directly. These maps occur on various layers, various stratas. There are technical maps, like for example within dance or within martial arts, people developed certain maps of the situation. You see this, for example, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where they developed a very sophisticated map, much more sophisticated than the predecessors of BJJ, for example, Judo. And by improving the model, they've improved the performance, etc. as well. This interaction is not just through one technique or another, it is through the improvement in the model itself. Then there are models of movement, not of technicalities, specific types of interactions or movements, but there has been attempts to model movement, how we move within somatics, within exercise physiology, sometimes within strength and conditioning. And even these days, there are people who are attempting to create certain models of how we are supposed to move, etc., and working with those models. Working with those models is the most important thing that you can do to improve how well you move and who you are deeper than that. Because the nature of things is that you are working with a model. This is not up to us to choose, but if we are aware of it and pursue it directly and accurately, we keep developing this interaction and improving everything as a result of it. But if we're not aware of it and we're pursuing direct means, scattered pieces of information, one movement from here, another movement from there, one approach, one pattern, another pattern, we are lost. We are not really developing our model and we don't go anywhere. 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, we wake up and we have evolved in a very scattered way. We have not accumulated knowledge and wisdom, we've just accumulated information. This is a great danger these days, as we don't have any more, oftentimes, religions or philosophies or ways of doing things. We are free, and this freedom means that we have no organizational models that we're working within, improving, etc. Now, this creates really three different types of practitioners or systems that interact with models. The first one is not aware that this is the nature of things. It assumes that there is a possibility of a direct pursuit, that I am who I am and I move the way that I move. Hence, I go and I train at the gym, I lift weights, I do another movements that I saw here or there, and I assume that I'm going to put these things together and it will improve the way that I move. In reality, I take one step to the right, 2 back, 3 forward, and 4 to the left. And in this scattered way, I am really circling around throughout my life and throughout my practice. I'm not going anywhere. I'm moving in circles. This is the first type of approach, just not being aware that these things are happening in our brain, in our nervous system, in our makeup. The second type of interaction with models is systems and people that assume that they found the right model. So they devote themselves to this model, whatever model that is. An emotional model, you can see Sigmund Freud's model, or a model of movement, or a model of cognition, or a model of anything, technical models, philosophical models, etc. We put all the eggs in one basket, but since the nature of modeling us as modeling machines, machines that are creating images, organizational maps of things, we do not have a direct ability to verify, to connect. We are constantly modifying the models as we use them and distorting them. Hence, our own investigation into the nature of reality through science and through our direct experience is already distorted. We cannot achieve the correct model, a correct model. So this model that we choose to devote our lives to might be useful, but ultimately we replace the territory for a map. The third type of interactions is the type that understands, to quote G.Box, who worked within the field of statistics, and he is known to say, all models are wrong, but some are useful. And I love that saying because it points at the right direction of how we should work with models. We should always assume, whatever model that is, that the model is wrong essentially and cannot represent reality or a direct experience. Yet, we have to operate with models still. We have to model things. Hence, we should use useful models at times and replace models, etc. This is what I'm trying to do with my own practice and with the guidance of my students all around the world. We are working with various models, technical models of movement, specific to certain body parts, specific to certain types of interactions, tactical models, or models of interaction of certain types with objects or the environment or a person. And then we work with emotional models, philosophical models, etc. But we never get stuck on a model and present it as the end-all be-all. Yet at the same time, we don't abandon the models too early and replace them all the time. We might stay on a model for months, years, sometimes even a decade, to reap the maximal benefit from that model. Eventually, moving on or improving or changing the model, constantly working with modeling, but never getting stuck on one model. This is what we do in the pragmatic day-to-day guidance of our students all over the world through online support, guided practice, tailor-made programs from 1 hour a day to 6 hours a day, and also through lectures and communication and events where we discuss and we continue to improve the way that we model things, perceive things, and work with them. So both the pragmatics, the physicality, or the actual practice, the official side, and also taking care of the unofficial side, how we live our lives and how we model our day-to-day, our interaction, who we are, etc. This is beautiful work and goes deep. I invite you, if you're interested in such work and you're sick and tired of moving between things and getting bits and pieces here and there, but actually want to develop something coherent and powerful for yourself and for others around you, your loved ones or students, please send us an email to info@idoportal.com and we would reply with some information about guidance, online guidance, etc. I hope this opens a door that invites you into some kind of ideas that are very powerful. One of the most potent ideas that actually nowadays we can present where the overload of information necessitates organizational models and powerful ways to organize everything into various coherent pieces, for us to move through our lives, take care of our health, longevity, performance, etc. I hug you all, and I hope to see you soon, maybe in an event or here online.